got a ton of injury news to discuss with some major updates, including a couple of new guys to mention on the injury front. That's not great, but there is some good news as well. Also, Ben Johnson evaluated the offense publicly with the media today now that he's reviewed all the tape through 4 weeks, coming off the bye, so we'll react to his thoughts, and I'll give mine as well. My name is Harrison Graham. This is Chicago Bears Now. Let's start with some good news on the injury front. We kind of knew this was the case, but Kyler Gordon is officially back. He practiced before the bye week last Tuesday, and he was out there again today, and he told the media definitively that he will be playing on Monday night against the Washington Commanders, and this is a major lift for this defense in a lot of ways. I mean, they extended this guy for a reason. Dennis Allen talked very highly of this guy when he took the job. So did Ben Johnson. They view him as like a Swiss Army knife that can do a lot of different things. And look, I'm not going to throw shade at Nick McLeod. He's a journeyman. He did what he could. He's just nowhere near the caliber of player that Kyler Gordon is. Now, I will kind of push back on these stats being egregiously bad just a little bit on McLeod, and here's why. They've played 4 games. Yeah, he's given up 11 catches on 13 targets, but 13 targets in 4 games, it's not like they're throwing at him 10 times a game. So, yes, when he's getting beat, opposing quarterbacks are finding him, but I think all things considered, you can't really ask a backup journeyman nickel to just come in and light it up. So appreciate McLeod stepping in. One area that he did not show a ton in is in run support. He is not the most willing tackler. We know Kyler Gordon is. He will throw his body around and mix it up in run support. They can bring him on blitzes. Dennis Allen talked about lining him up at safety, outside corner in training camp. Like, they want to use this guy in a lot of different ways as a Swiss Army knife. So I think he'll help in run support as well, which obviously has been a big problem. The Bears have been getting gashed on the ground. So very pleased to have him back. The Bears need him on the field. Hopefully he can stay healthy. TJ Edwards was also at practice as he appears to be healthy as well. He was out there last Tuesday, out there again today. Didn't speak to the media, but the indication last week from him was that he expects to play when they return to the field. So barring a setback, I would expect him to be out there on Monday night. The interesting nugget here would be this, because with him out, last year and in the Matt Eberflus defense, he was the will linebacker and Tremaine Edmonds was the Mike. Well, this year, they were kind of mixing and matching in training camp, having them practice at both spots, which was smart because, well, lo and behold, one of them went down, and Noah Sewell is more suited as a Mike linebacker, so he's been playing Mike. Tremaine has been at the will. So that's the question. Do you keep Tremaine Edmonds at will linebacker, which I would argue he's played better this year than he has in the prior 2 years for the Bears at Mike linebacker, or do you put him back in the Mike and TJ at the will? I think I'm leaving Tremaine at the will, at least for now, and just plugging in TJ at the mic. I think that's what I would be doing, so it'll be interesting to see what decision they make there on that front. But I feel like Edmonds has been more impactful and has created more splash plays this year. Certainly hasn't been perfect. I still don't think he's worth the contract he has, but I do think he's been better, so I probably would leave him there, and I trust TJ Edwards to fill in at Mike linebacker just fine. What is the bigger piece returning this week? Is it Kyler Gordon? If so, type KG. Or is it TJ Edwards? If so, type TJ. I still think it's Gordon overall. I think he can do you can do a lot of different things with him. So I would type my KG, but I think both guys will help for a defense that certainly could use it, especially in run support. How about the pass rush? Well, maybe Austin Booker can help on that front. The Bears have opened the practice windows for both Austin Booker and running back, really special teamer Travis Homer. I do have a quick thought on him in a second, but I'm hoping Booker can be activated this week because you were just not getting a lot of production from your pass rusher. Not a single player has more than a sack. You have 5 total sacks in 4 games, and you have 1 sack from 5 different dudes. Montez Sweat, Gervon Dexter, Dio Adengbo, Dominique Robinson, and Tano Passanio. Do I think Austin Booker is going to save this pass rush? Probably not, but can he create a spark? He was fantastic during the preseason. Different ball game. We all know that. He's now coming off an injury. We understand that, but if he's healthy, I'm getting him out there and I'm giving him snaps immediately because I'm looking for a spark in this front four if I'm Dennis Allen. So hopefully he can provide that. Quick thought on Travis Homer, by the way. If they're opening his practice window, clearly that's a sign that they're going to get him back on the 53. And again, 21-day window, so they have 3 weeks to do so. Is there a world where Roschon Johnson gets cut for Travis Homer? Because they're not playing Roschon Johnson at running back. To my knowledge, he has not logged a single offensive snap this year. So Travis Homer, who is a special teams ace, probably better on special teams than Roschon. That's the only thing Roschon's been doing on this team is play special teams. What is the point of having both of them if they're just special teamers? I mean, I guess they could both help on special teams, but that just seems like an unnecessary use of resources. Like, I wonder if Roschon's a guy they could cut. So keep an eye on that as they are in this window now where Homer can be activated to the 53. Okay, Darnell Wright, the latest on him. He was working off to the side today with the trainer as he's continuing to rehab that elbow injury. I've been told that there could be more here than meets the eye with that elbow. So the Bears training staff, coaching staff, they might be working through some options in terms of, is it a pain tolerance issue? Can he play through a tough injury? Again, I don't have anything confirmed, but I think there's a little more going on with this elbow than just like a bone bruise or something like that. So keep an eye on that. I think for this week, this is probably what the offensive line is going to look like from left to right. Theo Benedet at left tackle, which Ben Johnson kind of gave a smirk of, I have an idea of who the left tackle is going to be. Obviously, last week it was reported it would likely be Theo. Joe Thuney at left guard, Drew Dalman at center, Jonah Jackson at right guard, and then Ozzy Trapilo at right tackle. Let me just peruse here. Just an idea, just a thought, because that's how the unit finished in Vegas last week. I wonder if the Bears kind of just want to see a Benedet, Trapilo, left tackle, right tackle combination from start to finish this week and kind of see what happens. Now, look, if Darnell can play, he needs to be out there. This is a critical game. You need to beat Washington. We all understand that. But I do also wonder if they just want to see how that combination looks, because you don't want to be shuffling forever. Ideally, you just settle on something that works. Now, I'll stand by it. I think Darnell Wright is the best offensive tackle on this team by a healthy margin. But if the elbow's an issue and it prevents him from playing at a high level, then maybe you just go Benedet and Trapilo and you kind of just let it rip from there. So that's going to be very interesting to watch. My guess is those are your two starting tackles for this game. All right, there's a new feature on YouTube. It's called Hype. And if you love this channel, if you love the Chicago Bears, show the hype here on this show. The way you do it is simple. If you're on your phone and you see the comment section, you swipe to the right, and then it's going to give you the chance to click the hype button. And basically, you can give us what are called hype points. It's a new feature on YouTube. And if we get enough hype points, we could be ranked in the top 100 hype videos on YouTube, and more Bears fans can find this channel. So want to try it out today, a new thing that YouTube is pushing. So if you want to show love, show hype, hit that hype button, swipe right from the comments section. It's right there. And let's see how many hype points we can get. That'd be pretty cool. Okay, not at practice today. Colston Loveland, still with that hip injury. Remember before the bye and even before the Raiders game, this wasn't deemed serious, so this is something to monitor here. Jaquan Brisker, not really sure what's going on with him. If this is just a random deal, hopefully nothing serious. There was no injury to report coming out of week 4 with him. Grady, Jarrett, he's been dealing with that knee issue, so we'll see on him. And then also Cairo Santos. What is up with Cairo Santos? He did not practice today. Dan Wiederer said he's dealing with the quad issue, so it's unclear when he suffered this injury, how long he could be out. Is he going to play this week? Obviously, if not, you got Jake Moody. More on that in a second. But I do want to tell you guys about today's sponsor first. That is Ethos, the best life insurance available is Ethos. Life insurance is one of the most important investments you can make in your family. Now with Ethos, you can get covered and protected in minutes with rates as low as $2 per day, billed monthly. You can also get up to $3 million in total coverage. As a husband and father, having life insurance is absolutely vital, and it's something I do not take for granted. Ethos is revolutionizing the insurance industry with a 100% online process and can provide protection for you and your loved ones. With Ethos, you can get life insurance in as little as 10 minutes. Ethos has no medical exams, just a few easy health questions online. Their 100% online and hassle-free process makes it very easy to apply. You'll get a quote in as little as 10 minutes. You can get same-day coverage without ever leaving your house. 3 million families have completed their applications and trusted Ethos to help find the right coverage. Ethos has a 4.8 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot with over 2,400 reviews. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get up to $3 million in coverage in as little as 10 minutes at ethos.com/NFL Daily. That's ethos.com/NFL Daily. Application times may vary. Rates may vary as well. That link is in the description and comment section of this video. Check out Ethos today. It is not something to take lightly. Okay, Dan Wiederer with these notes here, talking about Bears injuries. He said, uncertainty, Darnell Wright with the elbow, Cairo Santos with the quad. He did have Colston Loveland trending up, even though he was not seen at practice. So I don't know if Wiederer's heard something else. And then TJ Edwards, who did practice today with the hamstring. So keep an eye on that. Maybe Wiederer saw him later in practice, but other people did not see him out there. So just something to point out. Hopefully Loveland's good to go. Something about Loveland there. Edwards was for sure at practice, FYI. As far as the Santos thing goes, I mean, is Jake Moody potentially going to have to kick this week? He's been on the practice squad for, I guess, about a month now, 3 or 4 weeks. They signed him after he was cut after the Niners' second game of the year. And he started his career pretty well. It got shaky toward the end of that rookie year. Second year got banged up and just seemed to lose his confidence at one point. And obviously 74% in his career, 50% from 50-plus, which isn't terrible. But he does have a huge leg. He is a talented kicker, but clearly a guy who needs to rebuild his confidence. And could you imagine if this game on Sunday came down to a big kick from Jake Moody? I mean, that would be, you want to talk about the heart pumping. Like, if he lines up from 46, down 2 points late in the game, that is going to be nerve-wracking. Now, again, we don't know if he's kicking. We don't know if it'll be Cairo. Hopefully Cairo's good to go, but that would be quite the storyline if that ended up being the case this Monday, not Sunday, against Washington. Predict the score, Bears, Commanders. Who you got? What's the score going to be? My early score prediction was Bears 26-24. I said a Cairo game-winning kick. Maybe it's a Jake Moody game-winning kick. Who the hell knows? Get your score predictions in. All right, enough on the injury front. Let's talk about the offense. Ben Johnson was asked by the media today, hey, you've reviewed the first 4 weeks now coming out of the bye. Where do things sit offensively? Here's what he had to say. Quote, we're still a work in progress. Some things we're doing well, some things we're not. Inconsistent nature with how we're playing. We're shooting ourselves in the foot quite a bit. A lot of penalties, and we're playing a lot behind the sticks. I'll give the guys credit for getting back on track quite a bit in those situations, but it's not sustainable. The running game, it's going to take a little bit of time for the guys to mesh together. We're just not firing on all cylinders. He also said he's been pretty happy with the drop-back passing game, and I think when I listen to everything he said there, I think that's a pretty accurate description. Penalties have been a problem in 3 out of the 4 games, both pre-snap and post-snap with some holds and some other untimely things. They have gotten behind schedule due to those situations. They've also shown the ability to erase some of those, first, second, third, and longs to keep drives alive, which is a positive. But to Ben's point, you're not going to consistently erase 3rd and 10s and get first down. So got to do a better job of staying ahead of the chains. And really, to me, that comes down to the running game. You got to find more 4, 5, 6-yard runs than 1s, 2s, and 3s, which is what we've seen early on up to this point. And listen, despite it being inconsistent, despite it not being where they want it, like, from a Bears standpoint, if we're grading it on a Bears curve, there's still a lot to like here. They're 11th in scoring. Pass game is above average. The run game is nowhere near where they want it. But they've been pretty good in, important situations. 3rd down, they're 6th in the NFL. Red zone dipped after that Raiders game. Had to kick a lot of field goals, but still top half in scoring touchdowns in the red zone. There's still a lot to like here. And you just watch, too, and you're like, yeah, the concepts work. Ben knows what he's doing. He's dialing it up. Get the run game going. Tighten some screws in the passing game in a few key areas. And I still think this could be a top 10 offense, maybe even this year. Now, is the run game ever going to be far enough along this year for that to happen? you'd need substantial growth there. But I think the passing game is pretty close to being a really, really good part of this offense right now. It's already been pretty good in a lot of areas. They're generating explosives. Rome is obviously having a good year. Caleb's playing with more confidence and consistency. Not fully consistent, but better overall compared to last year. So I'm excited about the potential here, but, I think that's why if you're a Bears fan, you don't want to over-celebrate it, but there's a lot to be excited about because there have been a lot of things you can control and fix with like the pre-snap penalties and some other things. Yet the offense has still actually been, like, from a Bears standpoint, certainly above average, if not pretty good compared to what we're used to. So imagine if they clean up some of the little things and get even better. So it's exciting to think about, but they obviously got to go out there and prove it. Grade the offense so far this year, A, B, C, D, or F. From an NFL offense standpoint, if you're just grading it from a league-wide standpoint, they're probably middle of the pack, which, again, for the Bears is great. I think if you factor that in, a Bears curve, first-year offense, 4 games, give it like a solid B. Like, compared to what we're used to, like, this is a pretty decent offense right now. Got to get the run game going. Because I don't think Caleb's quite far enough along yet where you can expect him to carry the offense every single week. So hopefully that part of it comes along here. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of Chicago Bears Now. The first injury report drops Thursday, so hopefully we'll get more clarity then on where some of these guys sit. So continue to lock us in here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the hype button. I want to see if we can find some more Bears fans here on YouTube. We would appreciate it. And as always, Bear down.